Behind Britain's front doors, a battle is brewing.
He hasn't had his rent for ages. He's owed 24 grand, Bob.
It is disgraceful.
On one side, 11 million renters.
This house is hell for us.
Thousands of whom fall victim to rogue landlords.
They are rat droppings. It's really, really nasty.
On the other side, 2 million private landlords.
Look. I'm being down clean of sewers.
Many facing financial ruin at the hands of tenants from hell.
Oh, disgusting.
I'm just so angry.
Look at it.
Let's go.
In this series, we follow the heroes who take slum landlords down.
Start a fire, electrocute somebody.
And the experts whose job it is to evict nightmare tenants.
Take that away, man! Remember what the court said, you should have been out 2 weeks ago.
People become amateur landlords for all sorts of reasons. Some fall into it by accident. A relationship breaks up and a property needs to be rented out. But getting the wrong tenants can turn an already difficult situation into a nightmare. Printer Simon Cummings is on his way to evict his problem tenant from what was once the home he shared with his partner and their 4 children. They split 6 years ago, and ever since he's been renting the house out to tenant Sarah Azure and her children. The problems began a year ago when he told her he was going to put the house on the market.
The house had to be sold. Ever since that point, tenants stopped paying rent, and a year later, they're still refusing to go. So I'm not really sure what to expect. It's either going to go very smoothly or, you know, very badly, I think, one of the two.
Simon is owed £15,000 in back rent and has lost more in legal costs. But 6 weeks ago, a court awarded him possession of his home, and today is D-Day. Landlord Action's Paul Champlina and his colleague Daryl are helping oversee the eviction.
Oh, here it is, with the green... Oh, look, the tenants are still here. Drive past, look. There's a car in the driveway, so I think the tenants are still there.
It isn't just a year's rent Simon's lost, but also a prospective buyer for the house because the tenant refused to budge.
Nice to meet you.
Cheers, and you.
Nice to meet you. Are they there? Is that their car?
I guess it is, yeah.
So we're going to have fun and games. They're still there.
I've got a feeling they're going to play up, you know.
They play up. That's why we're here.
With the eviction scheduled for 10 minutes' time, the locksmith and the bailiff arrive.
OK, let's do it. I just want to get it over with now.
Hopefully we're going to get property back. What state it's in, we don't know.
Bailiff's office. Van is on his way. We've got the van is on his way.
I'm going to have to come down and open the door, madam, because if you don't come and open the door, we're going to fall sentry.
If the tenant refuses to leave, the bailiff will have to call the police to help remove her.
OK, so bailiff's just got into the property. The problem is, you said the van's on its way. I mean, why wait now? You know, it's just, it absolutely infuriates me. This tenant said she was going to leave last August, a year ago. She still hasn't left. I mean, you know, so now we've got a waiting game.
Me.
Can I speak? I'm his legal representative. Yes?
Yeah.
OK,
Yeah.
we're going. I'm from Landlord Action. I'm his legal representative.
Okay. Well, we've just asked the van to come.
OK.
So the van should be here soon.
You're going to have to wait outside.
Outside in the rain.
Are you able to wait in your car so you don't get wet?
Yeah.
But we have to secure the property now. Come out to... OK. We'll start changing the locks, yeah? We're making sure that we gain possession now. There could be a wait of a couple of hours here, I'm just telling you.
OK.
It's like a kick in the nuts, isn't it? It's like,
It
do
is,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? You got your property back?
Yeah.
This is the key.
Cheers, mate.
With the locks changed, the tenants leave the property.
Bring that out.
No, I'm walking to Stratton. I'm
You're walking?
Long, yeah.
Have you got your phone?
I put when I'm at home.
Okay. Hopefully the man should be here by 1 o'clock.
Right, we can't wait all day. It should have happened earlier.
Yeah, thank you anyway.
The court has ordered the tenant to pay Simon the £15,000 she owes.
He wants to know about the rent.
No, we've been paying the rent.
We've got an order for about £15,000.
No, that's not true.
Because I've got the order here from the
We've
judge.
been paying, yeah. Simon, please, can I have your telephone number, please?
Another day in paradise,
Let's go in the house, Simon.
Okay.
hopefully with a decent ending.
It's taken the best part of a year for Simon to get his house back. And there's a shock in store.
Oh, jeez. Look at this thing. Yeah. It smells of dogs and dirt, dirty washing up in there. It's just, oh. Wow. There's just so much stuff in here. God. Smells awful, really.
She's organised a van with 2 guys. I hope the van's big enough from what I can see here. This is absolutely horrendous. Oh my God. Oh my God.
This is going to take...
This is a nightmare.
It's just unbelievable, isn't it? Oh my God. They're beggars
This is
believed,
just
isn't it?
unbelievable.
I don't really know what I was expecting. I sort of was expecting this. It's awful. Really bad.
They're going to take ages to take all this stuff. They haven't been packed up.
It's going to take all day to move this, isn't it?
Problem is, if they're going to take their stuff out, someone needs to be here because they could barricade themselves in. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but we have to think the worst case scenario.
Okay.
Right? I'm worried that they're going to need 2 or 3 van trips.
With the removal van a no-show, the tenant finally drives away. The problem for Simon is, by law, he has to hold on to all their belongings for up to 3 months.
The house is in a bit of a mess, but just really pleased to get it back. Really pleased it's all over.
I'll be in touch.
Yeah, okay.
Simon has his property back, but packed full of the tenant's belongings, he knows his ordeal is not over yet. It's bad enough for a small landlord when their tenant stops paying the rent. It's a whole lot worse when their tenant becomes abusive too. Landlord Derek Cornelius has been battling his unruly tenant Kelly for months. She owes him £2,000 in unpaid rent, and tomorrow is the day set by the court that she's due to be evicted by bailiffs.
I am feeling quite nervous about going there again because she's very, very aggressive. There's been lots of text messages. After a particularly abusive exchange, she was calling me all sorts of names. I said, right, I've had enough of your abuse and profanity. Your tenancy will not be extended. At which point, she said, right, well, I'm not leaving. You'll have to get the bailiffs to get me out.
Even with the bailiff's help, Derek's concerned the eviction may not go smoothly.
I spoke to another tenant there who said she'd had dealings with the police. She'd assaulted 3 police officers and been taken to court the previous year for it.
For her assault, she received a 12-week prison sentence, suspended for a year. This is why Derek is all the more cautious when dealing with her.
I'm not actually going to park outside the property just in case the young lady gets aggressive and decides to do any damage to the vehicle.
Derek has owned the property for 13 years, and he rents out each of the 5 bedrooms individually. And for the most part, he's had little problem with his tenants. That was until Kelly moved in 9 months ago. She hasn't paid rent for the past 6 months, and it looks like she has no intention of paying him, ever.
I'm leaving for Oz in 6 weeks to live, so I couldn't give an F, Derek. I've never done anything like this. You were just the unlucky one before I left. You deserved it though, so crack on. That money will never be recovered. Absolute diamond.
Today, Derek's visiting the property to do a check on another room, and he's not taking any chances.
Always have to wear a GoPro when I go around just to make sure that everything I do is recorded and she can't contest anything. 2:39, Monday the 1st of February, to do an inspection. Okay. A little bit nervous. I don't like confrontations.
Having arranged the inspection with the other tenants, he cautiously heads inside.
Okay.
It's the early afternoon, and he's hoping that Kelly will be at work.
Well, it does look like she's planning to leave. This, I'm assuming, is all of her things. Yeah. Okay, looks like the eviction letter has created some kind of movement. More things here. And this would be room 2, where the eviction is going to take place in the morning. Obviously, this appears to be Kelly's belongings. The room we're here to inspect is on the top floor. A tenant is already vacated. It should be a bit cleaner than this. Okay, everything looks fine in here. I'd like to get out of the house. I'm not really a fan of confrontation, so I'd rather not be here. It looks like she's preparing to get away.
Derek calls eviction specialist Paul Champlina, who has been handling his case, to update him.
Hello?
Hi, Paul, it's Derek Cornelius.
What's the latest on this?
There's a lot of her things are actually in the lounge now, so it does look like she's leaving.
Let's proceed with the eviction,
Yep.
okay? And that we can formally get possession tomorrow. You know for definite you're going to get the room back tomorrow morning.
Brilliant. Yep, sounds good to me, buddy. Thanks for all your help, Paul. Appreciate it.
No, it's a pleasure, Derek. I'll see you in the morning bright and early.
Lovely, look forward to it. Come tomorrow, this person will be out of my life, and I won't have to deal with this ever again. Life will be simpler again, and I'll sleep more.
With any luck, Derek's nightmare will soon be over. All he can do is hope Kelly leaves tomorrow without putting up a fight. In today's pricey rental market, some tenants have little choice but to live in hazardous accommodation. Since 2009, there have been over 400 fires in makeshift homes unfit for human habitation. Sometimes anything is better than living on the street. Peterborough Housing Enforcement Officer, Peter Bazant, is on an urgent call.
Took a phone call direct from the fire service who were on site at the property. And they were saying that they found a man living in a shed, bed in a shed as we call it. Kind of people living in sheds, it's just humanely not right. This is it.
The shed is behind an HMO, or House of Multiple Occupation. Peter and his colleague, Dave Marshall, urgently need to investigate.
I'm pretty sure it would have been a garage at one point, just by virtue of its size and shape. Just try the door, is it? Open the door.
Oh, he is.
Hey, here he is.
Hello, hello. Are you asleep?
Hello.
How are you? You all right? Can we come in?
Yeah.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
You okay?
Okay.
Good.
It turns out Lithuanian factory worker Arvidas Motskas has rented the shed from a tenant in the HMO.
It's quite a glorified garage, isn't it?
You've got a nice TV in here, yeah.
Yeah.
Very cosy.
Yeah, no my problem.
1 year.
1
here,
year?
You. 1 year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One, yeah.
Bedroom's in there, all tucked away, isn't it?
Arvidas says he pays £30 a week in rent to live here.
You do now good.
He has tried to make it homely, but there's no heating, no toilet, and no kitchen.
The risks are no heating, excess cold. Conditions will be substantially worse than this. And as a consequence of that, the likelihood of ill health.
With the electricity coming from the house via one cable, it's also a serious fire hazard.
It's okay.
No.
Cable.
It is what it is.
Normal.
No good. Unsafe. Overloaded circuit in a building that's full of combustible
Big problem
materials.
now.
A fire waiting to happen. If he was to stay here over time, he could suffer many number of things. One thing that he particularly needs to understand that we are here to help him, and we're not looking to take him out of a garage into the street. That's the last thing we want. So we just need to make sure that our attention is focused on him.
Arvidas's English is limited, so Peter and Dave use a phone app to translate.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Peter is so concerned for Arvidas's safety, he is keen to prohibit the building from use. This gives the shed's owner 3 weeks to either board it up or knock it down. Either way, it's illegal to rent it out as a home.
3 weeks, you be gone. Nice warm house. Okay?
Okay.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
See you soon.
See you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. We said to him that we understand that this is his home, but he can't live there. But of course, he needs time to get his things together and think a bit about where he might want to be going to live.
Worried that Arvidas will soon be on the streets, Peter gets to work to try and find him somewhere to live. He calls a letting agent.
We found, are you ready for this? We found a man living in the garden shed and paying rent to a man in the house. Okay, garage isn't ideal, but garage is better than being on the street, so that's why we've given the 3 weeks period for us to try and find something more suitable for him.
Peter's worried that Arvidas may not have fully understood he's about to be made homeless. So 3 days later, Police Community Support Officer Iva Krochelev, who speaks Lithuanian and works in partnership with the council's housing unit, pays him a visit.
Nu, bet tai kas čia blogo yra? Kodėl aš čia negaliu gyventi?
Ta vieta nėra gyvenama vieta. Bėgamo vandens nėra, tualeto, nėra šildymo.
Taigi aš einu į kambarius.
Taip.
Aš labai daug pažįstu Peterburgą žmonių, kurie lauke gyvena po tiltu.
62-year-old Arvidas tells Ivor that he moved to Britain 9 years ago in search of higher wages. He sends every spare penny he earns back to his wife and son in Lithuania.
Nes mano žmona yra Nu kaip, gali nepasiūk savo. Vis tik pragyvenau 33 metus.
Ir kaip jūs galvojat, pergyvenat ar rasit per tą laiką, kur išeiti?
Nežinau. Tikrai nežinau. Dabar tai aš tikrai mokėsiu brangiau, žinau. Nežinau dabar, kaip čia konsulai suteiks, nes nežinau, galva, irgi jaučiau patiltų.
Nu jo.
For now, all Arvidas can do is hope the council will help find him a new home. Eight days have passed since landlord Simon Cummings evicted his tenant from his South London property. She's already taken some of her stuff, but today she's due to return to collect the rest of her belongings. And Simon's brought his mum along for support.
When they went into this house, it was immaculate, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
That's probably a bit heartbreaking.
Don't go into one of them, just let them do what they got to do.
Oh, I will.
We just want to get rid of them.
Exactly.
Go find the key.
For Glenys, this is the first time she's been inside her son's former home in 8 years.
We're in.
Is this their furniture?
Yes.
Gosh, freezer's got the door hanging up.
Yeah.
Wow. Gosh.
What do you think, Mum?
Bit gobsmacked. I don't know whether the dogs have been peeing on the floors and they're wet, they're bowed. Really bouncy.
That looks like where the bath has overflowed and the ceiling's bowed and the weight of the water. Look, see the wallpaper ripped off, look at the tile.
Gosh, look at the skirting.
Yes, the dog.
Yeah.
Supposed to have any animals in here.
Oh, look at the state of the floor. This is disgusting. Oh, it's disgusting. I'll clean it when they finish.
But still, how can you...
Look, there's dirty cups and dishes over there. What happened to the grass?
I know. It was a lovely laid lawn, wasn't it?
How can they do that? And it's not even theirs.
It's a terrible situation for Simon and Mum Glenys to have to deal with. To make matters worse, it comes just 3 months after Simon's father passed away. He'd helped Simon renovate the property before the tenants moved in.
I wonder what he's thinking now.
He's probably thinking the same as us. Decorated all this room and well, every room in the house,
I think
really.
he did the house, yeah.
The kitchen, the whole of downstairs, even knocked the fireplace out.
He did, yeah. He spent a few hours round here making it all nice, but...
Well, a lot of hours.
He'd be very angry.
Yeah, he would.
The tenant and the removal van arrive.
There's a car pulled up outside.
I just want them to hurry up and clear it today. Would be nice.
But I don't know how it will fit in. Hello?
Hi.
Oh, you come to clear the house?
Removal company.
Have you come to clear? We'll have to just wait and see what happens now. I'm pleased they've turned up when they said they're going to, so I'm hopeful there is an end in sight.
We've just lost his dad, and I think in the grand scheme of things, it is upsetting, but nowhere near what we've been through. I think everything's relative. It is upsetting. His dad, he would be absolutely disgusted, absolutely disgusted.
Despite the tenant taking a van load of belongings, Simon has a job on his hands.
A lot of this is going to get left behind now.
I thought this would be clear.
I think their actual possessions, you know, one more load. The tenant will come back, take the last of their things, and then a big clean-up.
End of an era, and soon it will be over.
That's it, really.
It's taken a year to get his tenant out. He's owed £15,000 in unpaid rent and lost more in legal fees. But at last, Simon has his property back. All he needs to do now is to give it a mammoth overhaul. Three weeks ago, Peterborough Housing Enforcement Officer Peter Bazant served an abatement notice on a shed where they found a man living and paying rent. For Lithuanian factory worker Arvidas, the shed is home. But Peter is worried it's just too risky for him to stay there.
He understood that we've got a job to do and we can't have people living in garages or sheds. He was okay. We said to him, we understand that this is his home, but he can't live there. But of course, he needs time to think a bit about where he might want to be going to live.
The abatement notice means the landlord has to lock or destroy the shed.
We'll go and have a look.
It's not quite what I was expecting to see.
Peter discovers the shed is still standing.
Anybody home? Doesn't look like it. Looks like he's gone. He's gone, hopefully to somewhere nice. Nicer than here, anyway. At the end of the day, it's about protecting the man that was in here and putting him, hopefully, in a place where he's more secure, safer, warmer, and free from the hazards that are quite apparent. And you can imagine smoking during the evening, falls asleep, drops a cigarette, fire waiting to happen. It's just not right. A year in a garage. Surprised he's still alive, really.
Peterborough Council have managed to find Arvidas temporary accommodation. But it turns out that Arvidas has decided to stay with friends. Police Community Support Officer Iva Krochelev pays him a visit to see how he's getting on.
O, labą rytą. Kaip sekasi?
Taip pasakęs, kaip suprasit,
His new home has central heating and running water, but on the downside, his rent has doubled.
Čia 60, ten 30. Tokia bėdoje esu. Nors galėjau normaliai pragyventi, vis tiek kaina buvo, kaip sakyt, man patenkina mano, ne tokios kaip čia dabar visur reikia mokėti. Davė viešbutį. Laukiau, tam balgavajam varinam čeliką mane įjungė, nesulaukiau nieko. Tolės atnuvėjau ir išėjau.
Taip, gerai? Ką? Gerai? Sėkmės?
For now, Arvidas is okay staying here, and he's confident that a permanent place to live will come up soon.
Galvoju, jeigu viskas susitvarkys, darbas bus, surasiu normalų kambarį ar namą.
For 6 months, landlord Derek Cornelius has been battling to get back the room he rents to nightmare tenant Kelly. She owes him £2,000 in unpaid rent, and their relationship has hit rock bottom. But today is eviction day, and there's no way of knowing which way it will go.
I'm fairly sure she's going to be gone. Fingers crossed. She won't be there, and there'll be no confrontation, and it'll just be a case of changing the locks and everybody's happy.
High Court Enforcement Officer Paul White is leading the eviction.
Yes.
Mr. White, Paul Force Services.
Mr. White.
How you doing? Good look now just to see what the landlord is, and is that one the dark?
It's this one down here.
Eviction specialist Paul Champlina has been handling the case throughout.
Let's go. Okay.
Right.
Follow you.
Right. Kelly, yeah. So we're going onto the first floor, and it's the first door you come to on the right. I guess I'll let you go first, Timmy. Right.
Kelly? Your door, please.
There.
Cycle enforcement agent, Mr. White.
To everyone's surprise, Kelly is still inside her room and not about to leave.
Sorry?
Obviously, she's had time to move her stuff out, but she hasn't moved it.
I'm just trying to get her out as easy as we can. You know, to start dragging her in.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I need to come in, because you have to leave the premises. We've got a high court writ. Sorry?
You can come in, Bill.
OK, can I come in?
In 2 seconds, let me just get dressed.
Yeah, OK then, all right. OK, put your clothes on, please, love.
Doesn't make any sense, really, does it?
Main thing is, Paul's we're getting off the premises, secure that door.
Yeah.
And then we've got it back.
OK, love, I'll come in. Right, what's happening is you've got to take now. You take your belongings with you. What you can't take, you can come back within 7 days and collect them.
Well, let me just ask my pal upstairs if I can just put these things and I'll come back and collect it.
OK.
OK, we can do that, and then after she's got to leave.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just get a little bit.
So would it be easier if I step away?
Does she know you? No good relation.
She's calling her mate upstairs. OK. So we go upstairs, so you'll just go. Yeah, OK, do you want to come down?
OK.
Not kick her. We'll just go down there.
While Kelly asks the tenant upstairs to look after her stuff, Derek heads downstairs and out of harm's way to change the locks.
Yeah.
Couple of bags.
The tenant's moving to another tent in the other room. Wait for the rest of the stuff to move out.
See you later.
Suddenly, the tenant makes a swift exit.
Where are you going, Kelly?
That's it.
Great. At last.
She said to me she's not coming back for any good, so all she said up there is a mirror.
Well, that's music to Derek's ears.
Yeah.
With his tenant gone, Derek is keen to find out what state she's left her room in.
Right. Well, all of this is actually hers. The room was empty when she came in. Lovely. Nice.
All she's left is her boots and a mirror.
The tenants, I just don't think it's going to happen, do they?
No.
They think it's not going to happen. It could have been a lot worse because she could have been agitated and she could have kicked off.
I'm very surprised.
Yeah. She has kicked off to Derek in the past. He's had loads of abusive emails and lots of aggro.
She's emigrating to Australia in a few weeks,
Is
so
she
I
really?
think basically I've paid for her emigration by her not paying her rent for the last 6 months.
It's over. Everything went to plan.
Yeah. But she should be happy now because she's saying for the last 4 months, I'm not going anywhere unless you get bailiffs. So she got a wish.
Our work is done.
Yeah.
Derek,
Pleasure.
I hope you don't have to use us again.
Yes, fingers crossed we won't.
We're like emergency plumbers. Even though, actually, you don't need an emergency plumber because you're Bob the Builder. See you, Derek.
Thanks.
Keep well. Take care. Bye.
Cheers. Cigarettes roll up so you can smell a particular substance that you shouldn't really be smelling.
bottles, burns, stains. We're gonna have to replace these carpets, redecorate, and then start looking for some decent tenants. And touch wood, we won't have this ever again. Obviously, all of this going on, it's a bit difficult to sleep. But it's done. I can smile again. And get some sleep, hopefully. Okay.
After months of strife and having lost nearly £4,000, Derek's nightmare is almost over. Now that Arvidas has a new roof over his head, the council has one more job to complete. 3 weeks after his last inspection, Peter returns to the bed in a shed to see whether its owner has followed their order.
Wow. Blimey. Goodness me.
The landlord has removed the shed.
Wow.
But now there's another problem.
Should there be a big hole in the garden where a garage was? No, there shouldn't. There's risk of someone falling in there. Child coming out here to play. There's a fair bit of water in there. I bet that's a foot deep. Some of those members are quite rotten. I suppose at some point or other he could have fallen through that floor, couldn't he?
And there's something else.
Yeah, asbestos sheets. They will have probably come off the roof from the garage. Breaks down, you get the asbestos particles borne into the air. Very harmful, very, very harmful. There you go, look, there's a load over here. That's what you call broken up asbestos. You can't take this sort of stuff down your usual household waste site. That has to be disposed of in a proper manner.
But at least Peter is satisfied that the landlord is taking the situation seriously.
He's complied with the notice. He's just got a bit of clearing up to do. A few appliances out the back here still.
Once the site is cleared and made safe, Peter's job is done. He's successfully managed to get Arvidas out of harm's way and made sure no one else will ever live there.
He's gone somewhere better than the shed. Nice warm house with central heating and hot water, electricity, and free from the hazardous situations that is an asbestos garage.
Three weeks have passed since landlord Simon Cummings had his tenant evicted for failing to pay £15,000 in rent. But, unfortunately for Simon, she's left lots of her stuff behind, and it's down to him to clear the rest out.
Yeah, cheers, mate, thanks. Cheers. You know what, there's a lot more than you think, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, it does, sir.
It's too much work for Simon alone, so, at yet more expense, he's had to bring in house clearance specialists to deal with the big stuff, while his mum Glenys and daughter Jess help with the clean-up.
We finally got rid of them. We just got to clean up, hopefully get it on the market, get it sold as soon as possible. All ready to go.
The property may now be empty, but there are still some nasty surprises in store.
Down here, look.
It's my stockings.
Disgusting. Horrible.
The house and garden are almost unrecognisable from the family home Jess and Simon once shared.
Lived here for 8 years and it was nice. It was grass, it was all cut nicely. There was decking, now it's all rotten. It's just changed, it's so weird.
I think that's just nearly about it, isn't it, really? Cheers, mate. When we first came into the house a few weeks ago, I didn't think it's ever gonna look this empty ever again. It's not just dirt though, it's mouse droppings, it's grime.
We've cleaned it, but it's certainly not up to my standard.
Yeah, well, we don't have to live in it.
I don't know if it'll ever get up to my standard unless it's decorated.
You rent a property out thinking that it's going to make you a bit of money. You know, it doesn't make you rich. It's just more of an investment. But the state of this house now, the amount it's cost to get rid of the tenants, and the devaluation because of the state is in, it's probably cost, you know, will cost in the region of somewhere like £60,000, I should think. Good enough to eat your dinner off. That'll do, I think. Right, we done?
Yeah.
Came up all right, didn't it?
Not bad, is it?
With the house finally clean and tidy, Simon's hoping he can sell it to a young family who'll enjoy it the way they once did.
Hopefully that's the end of this chapter.
So I hope it brings joy to somebody else.
Yeah.
We did have a few years of joy here,
Yeah.
because they came in as a young family and enjoyed it.
Now the young family's grown up and moves on as well, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I'm off to uni. Yeah. So, time to go. That's the end.
Yeah, we'll get our stuff.
Several months later, Simon sold the house, allowing him to finally move on with his life.